Oh, how about that? Is that better? How about now? I hope that's working. Sorry about that. I turned the wrong mic on. My bad. Hopefully it's fixed. It seems fixed. Uh-oh. Give me a thumbs up if it's coming back. Okay, good. Whew. Well, I said hello to everybody while there was no sound. So we'll do it again. Sorry about that. I've got Carrie and Lisa, Sharon, Rocky Mountain Girl, Rick Wynn. Let's see, and our moderators, Air Frying Auntie and Attila. Let's see, Just Jason Keto, welcome. You know, it wouldn't be a live stream without some kind of weird hiccup, right? So, good evening, Carrie. And I see, hey, yo, Hungry Heath. How's it working for you now that you have different work hours so it's not a scramble on Sunday? Let's see, and I think I might have missed a couple people now, but I'm not sure because everything was crazy while I was, finding out why I had the wrong microphone. So let's see. So yes, and Carrie says I've got his favorite tea tonight. I see Tutu Q Cat is here, and yeah, that is correct. So we got the Roobios tea in, and a little bit about Roobios because I want to get it brewing so that we can work on this kohlrabi. And I have a lot of cool stuff about kohlrabi for you. But Roobios tea is made from, I'm going to read the name of the plant because I can never say it correct without reading it directly. The Aspalathus linearis plant, which what that is it's a plant out of South Africa that's called the red bush. So it's not your traditional tea from the various places. It's not like a black tea or a green tea or even a red tea that we call black teas in China that are just brewed differently. But these comes from the thin leaves and the very small stems of this red bush, and then it is fermented and dried. The cool part about it is that it is caffeine free naturally. It smells nice. It's really bright and fruity smelling. And yeah, and so Carrie's also sharing with us that it comes from the red bush in South Africa. So I'm going to go ahead and put some in here. Now it's very small. Instead of being big leaves, it's like a little bit small and dusty, which, you know, for regular tea you would not want that and you would consider that a problem with quality. But for this application, it's fine. And so I want to go ahead and dump that last little bit in. When we brew it, we're going to brew it using water that's about 195. And get that going. We're going to do our typical, just like we do with regular tea. Now some of it does escape through my microfilter, but so sometimes it's a little bit better to do in a cloth, but I don't have one, so it is what it is. So we're going to give that a little wash so it can bloom and kind of start absorbing. Makes it a little bit better for the actual brew process. I just poured some water on my roasting pan, so let me just wipe that up real quick. It's going to be that kind of day. It's been that kind of day all week long. So that's all right. We'll be fine. Let's see. And Carrie says he has his invisible coffee, which is just water. So some cool things about the red Roobios is because it's fermented, it really helps promote with that the gut health stuff that we've been talking about. Helps make it give you a little bit of the probiotics. It's also really nice if you're not feeling well. The floralness of the tea helps quite a lot. Now, one thing I can tell you about this tea is to make sure that you have at least some sort of moderation with it, because you can drink plenty of it, but once you hit to about 7 or 8 to 10 cups a day, please don't drink that much red tea. There are studies that are showing that if you overindulge, that it could potentially be impacting to the liver. So for heaven's sakes, limit yourself to 1 pot. for the day. So let me go ahead and let's get this going. And you'll see that it actually comes out even looking red. So as we start pouring this here, and just a little bit of a move around. Guess I could move the water instead of trying to move the pot, right? No reason to be weird. Let's see, and then we see, and we've got Visual Keto has joined us. Lovely to see you again. Oh, now Hungry Heath has to go feed the dogs. So, all right, now we get our tea. We're just going to leave that there for a few minutes to finish brewing, and we'll be good for the evening. I'm actually going to ice it down though, because it's just where I've been. Let's see what we've got here. Let's see. Yep, Carrie mentions it's 100% caffeine free. Yep. And they don't have to do anything to the process. It's just the way the leaves are when they ferment. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Carrie says he's been getting the tea bags, so there isn't any bad stuff in the tea bags. Yep. Okay, and Carrie says he also used to eat the kohlrabi. It's a German turnip. Now, technically, well, we're going to get into that. So, not really. So, the kohlrabi looks like this. Sometimes the leaves are perkier, but this one has been crammed in my fridge. They're really tall. It looks like this, and you see down here, it is commonly called a turnip, and it looks like a root vegetable, doesn't it? It sure does, but you would be surprised to know this is not a root vegetable, despite the fact that it fills all of the same roles. This is actually a relative of the cabbage. It's a cruciferous vegetable, which means it's high in folate, and it is like super high in vitamin C. So, but you can also, yes, and Carrie says you can eat the leaves. Yes, you can eat the leaves. These are kind of sad looking, so I'm going to not eat them. I'm going to use them in my compost, which is fine. That's a nice place for it. And I've already cut up 2 of them already and have them in these nice stick shapes. But we'll talk a little bit more about it. The kohlrabi, what this actually is, when I say it's related to the cabbage, and you saw how the leaves were coming up, it's just like a cabbage, only this would be the stem, and it's the stem, and it's just like super fat. Instead of being thin like a broccoli stem, it just got really round and bulbous. So, like I said, really high in vitamin C. Like, it's like, it would be, if you ate like 3 servings, it would be equivalent to almost, it would be your full day's amount of serving. Boy, that's a tough piece here. Let me cut a little further up. So, again, it is like a root vegetable in its texture. It functions very similarly. It's excellent for like your breakfast hash. But we are going to make it into fries. Now, it's not like a French fry. It's a French fry shape, but it definitely does not taste like a potato. But it does taste good. For the kohlrabi, you're seeing what I'm doing now as I'm peeling it. The skin is really tough. Let me bring this around. I got carried away. Let's see. So you can see that the skin is a little bit thicker, that green ridge. So it's a little bit much for a vegetable peeler. So you want to peel it off with a paring knife, or if you are careless like me, you're just going to go ahead and use your regular old chef's knife, and just make sure, don't cut yourself. And Carrie mentions that it can be eaten raw, which yes, and we'll talk about that in a second. Let me get the skin off of here for us because we want to get it going. And I have a bunch of kohlrabi recipes, and I'm going to be real excited to share a couple of them with you. But tonight, I was really stuck on the fry thing. Part of it is because we've been talking about the jicama fries, and jicama is kind of pricey here right now. But kohlrabi is in season, and honestly, it's just delightful. Another way that I find really delicious to enjoy kohlrabi is in a breakfast hash. You can dice it up really, really small, and then you fry it up, add it mixed in with some diced corned beef, and then scramble in your eggs. I will tell you that the sweet and pepperiness of it is a huge, huge success with the hash. It really plays nicely. So once we get it, boy, there we go. So now I've got it. It's easier to cut it into the fries when you cut it in half, because you've got the end where you cut the root off. Let's see. Oh, and Rickwin says they actually grew kohlrabi in the garden one year, but these weren't as big, but they were good. Yeah, so kohlrabi varies a lot in size. They can be a little bit smaller than the ones that I've got here. They can also, in the right circumstances, get to be about this big. Little piece of kohlrabi just fell. That's all right. We'll find it. They can be really big, and they can come in green or purple. But when I say that they're like a cabbage, I mean like 100%. They are all the way like a cabbage. Let me just get through this here so that we have a little end here. So, and as I said, as Carrie pointed out, you can eat it raw. It's really crunchy. It's sweet, and then it has a little bit of pepperiness, similar to that of the radish, but without that bitter or super strong a bite that you get from the radish. Let me set that there so I can get this done and get it cooking. So it's just a super nice vegetable, and it is in fact very low in carbs, and it's right up there with all of the stuff that they've been telling us for traditional keto to eat. Like I said, because, you know, we've been told for a long time in traditional keto to eat cruciferous veggies. Well, this is a cruciferous vegetable. It gets overlooked because it looks so much like the turnip and the rutabaga and the other root vegetables, and so much so that the grocery stores even stock it in that section. They don't put it down by the cabbage. They put it by the rest of the turnips and stuff. Now don't get me wrong, I'll eat a turnip, but I'm gonna put my snacking bits over here. Once again, it's Sunday night and I am way hungry because I'm used to eating earlier in the day, and on Sundays I wait to eat during this live stream. Ava's Perfectly Imperfect Keto, nice to see you. And thanks for asking about people's weekends. I'd like to see if other people post about how their weekend has gone. My weekend's been lovely, thank you. So now I have way more kohlrabi cut up here than I can use in my air fryer all at once, and that's okay, because whatever's left over after the live stream, I'm just gonna vacuum seal it up, and then in the morning chop it up for hash with my scramble. So let me get rid of this cutting board. I will need the knife again. I'm disorganized, but that's why. So we've got, boom, right here. I've got my Kholrabi fries, which I showed you already. They're not even, like Chef Ann or Gordon Ramsay or whatever would smack my hands for these horrible knife cuts. I don't care. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm pouring on bacon grease. You can spritz it with avocado oil, use your olive oil, I would not use melted butter, because melted butter will burn in the air fryer and then it will get bitter on your vegetables. But I like the delightful richness that the bacon fat brings. Let's see. Oh, a visual keto. Oh, okay. It's answering the weekend. A nice weekend. Let's see. Oh, hey, barely begun. Good to see you today. Your weekend has been busy, completely off routine, but awesome. Learned how to throw an axe at a target. I've been, see, I have some friends who worked at an axe throwing establishment, which always made me not as excited about actually doing it because they got treated like garbage. Guys, I don't want to overbrew my Roobios, so we're almost going to take care of these kohlrabi. What I'm going to do is take the leaves out, set them aside. Now, one thing I'll tell you is also Roobios is a one brew. Our whole leaf Chinese black or green teas that we can brew multiple times, Roobios is a one and done. But it's not expensive, and you obviously you buy it in bulk. And I still have a shit ton of tea in here. And my kid was visiting and borrowing the washer and dryer, and they took like a whole sandwich bag full. And so, you know, we've got plenty. Oh, and Carrie says his Roobios is from the Numi company. Lost track of what I was doing, you guys. What was I doing? Somebody remind me. Oh yeah. Bacon fat. Now, I'm going to add in garlic powder. All your seasonings are to taste. You can use all kinds of a variety. My salt and pepper. And then I'm going to add, I've got mixed together paprika and chipotley chili powder. You can use all paprika, you can use chili flakes, you can use whatever chili powder you want. You could not follow this seasoning profile whatsoever and go for garlic and rosemary. You could use onion salt. You could do whatever works for you. It's super flexible. Let's see, what else we got here? Oh, hey, Warden, good to see you. I'm going to put a glove on and just give this a good mix with my hand, because that way I'm not fighting with a spatula. I make sure it gets coated on all of the sides, and if I throw it on the table, it's definitely my own fault, but for sure that's what would happen if I would use the spatula, because this kind of, I can hold it down in there. It smells good already, you guys. Let's see. Oh, I need the. Carrie says I need the caboose so I can have my thought back. Something. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, and Rickwin just finished their El Rooterai yogurt for supper. So how are you liking that El Rooterai yogurt? Is it and how do you like it compared to regular keto yogurt, or AKA extra strained Greek yogurt? All right. Oh, and hey Renee, change in latitude. So I'll bring one so you can see what it looks like in the seasoning. There you go. So, well coated. That's what you want, and like I said, the bacon fat's going to add a nice bit to it. Let me start the air fryer. I got the air fryer preheating to 380 degrees. And so if you are going to use it in the oven, you would add 25 degrees, so 405 or 410, you know, it can be flexible. You would just keep an eye on it, and so you would bake it. You add 25 degrees for a regular oven. Air frying is basically convection, so you do not have to be tidy. I don't know why I'm being tidy. It's like because I'm reading comments and stuff, and they just happen to be laying out that way. Just make sure that it's in a single layer. So, oh, Miss Perfectly Imperfect says they do the same technique for jicama. Well, that's really good to know, because Rickwin was sharing about jicama fries, and I was saying I had never done that before, so I was very interested. I just was too cheap to buy jicama. But also, I think a lot of people don't know about the awesomeness of kohlrabi, and I've been sharing what I think are vegetables that people don't get to experience as much as they might want to, or as I think that is exciting. And so I've really been trying to like open us up to some different ideas and flavor profiles. All right, these are going to be my leftovers for the morning. So let me set this on the stove because we can put it away after the live stream, not during. And I will put my little glove there. Let's see what we got here. Oh, Rickwin says the El Rudera yogurt, it was super thick and not a lot of whey. They usually usually makes Bulgarian yogurt, but this is really good and tangy. So leaves the grocery store yogurt in the dust. Yep, I hear that. So Carrie says I have leftovers, no right-overs. Let's see. Renee's got baby Beck's ribs with the Hungry Heath. I don't know what P&P means. P&P and chipotley. I don't know. Write out P&P, please. So because I'm sure it's something that I do know, but it's not coming to me right now. Let's see. Oh, and Barely Begun says, yeah, it was too bad about the mistreated employee to leave a bad association. Instead, picture the hottie TikToker who, oh yeah, I follow her. Oh, I have a hilarious story regarding that too. So, yeah, I'm just saying, we'll talk about that in a minute too because hilarious. So I have many things. Let's see. Oh, Miss Perfectly Imperfectly. I was talking to Visual Keto. Says it's a good feeling when your job involves helping people, especially with something so important. Yep. Let's see. Visual Keto says she only has every fourth Sunday off as her turn to work, so she doesn't mind. No big issues there. Just to fix things that break. Oh well, that's good. Oh yeah, and a reminder to give a little thumbs up there on the video. Very appreciated if you take care of that. Sharon says, just finished staining the first cabinet door frames. Wow, man, I've been watching your Facebook and you've been posting, man, all of the work you guys are doing is amazing. All right, that was, again, 380 degrees for 18 minutes. So now all I'm gonna have to do is sweep up this little bit of Roobios that I spilled on the front of the counter. This is so good. And I know what it reminds me of. So if you used to shop in any of those bougie tea places, a lot of times they would have a brew like that they would call coffee chai, and it wasn't quite coffee flavored, but had kind of floral and had like that little bit a leaning towards coffee or towards chocolatey, and it's not either one of those things, but a bend towards. That's the Roobios that they used to blend into it. So let's see. Oh, hey Brenda, nice to see you. And let's see. Carrie says, "Oh no, Rubio's abuse on the counter. Good thing it came in a great big giant bag." So, crunching away. So one thing that I want to do for my fries is make a dipping sauce. And I'm sure they'd be delightful with a ranch or with your sugar-free ketchup. But I've been feeling adventurous lately. So I have sour cream. I also think yogurt would be perfect, but I had sour cream, and so I'm doing sour cream. Hey, Rocky Mountain Girl's asking where we find the Roobios. I ordered it from Anthony's. I love Anthony's, and so I buy a lot of their products. So for me, it was very easy to go there, and it really wasn't, I can't remember what it cost, but it's a whole pound. That's a lot. Oh, and 22QCat's asking where Dyson is. Dyson is mad at me because we trimmed his toenails this morning. So I don't know. He's hiding. Hopefully he'll come out, but you know, he may not. He's very, very salty about the whole adventure. All right, so I've got my sour cream. I've got salt. Everything I do is to taste. So if you like it extra salty, add more salt. If you don't like it salty, don't add too much salt. I've got lime juice. You know, it's not as much lime juice as I would have thought, but it's a small lime, I suppose. So I mix that right in. And then I have some herbs that I've pasted up in the molcajete with some avocado oil, and then some roasted minced garlic. About 5 cloves worth. I've really been feeling like I want garlic lately. So, you know that I am a fan of indulging certain cravings. Not once. Like, I wouldn't go off and certainly do something like desire. If I were just desiring like cake or whatever, that's not the kind of craving I'm talking about. Is this acting crazy again? What is with my stuff today? Let's see. Let's see if this can look just a little bit brighter here for you. Or at least for me on my screen. I know you guys probably don't worry about it too much. So that is everything I am putting in here. I might have wanted more. Okay, it was enough lime juice. It's going to be thin. I'm alright with that. Not that thin, but thinner than I probably was imagining. So, and I'm sorry, there aren't measurements because it'll sort of like just kind of figure it out. Let's see, the warden says Heath is going to use the kefir cheese as his sour cream this week. Oh, that sounds interesting. And Miss Perfectly also says she's doing great. That's nice to hear. I love hearing when our subscribers and our friends are doing well. Let's see. Okay, comments, let's see. Oh, and hellos back and forth happening. And then, let's see. Just mostly greetings back and forth. Let's see. Oh, and Hungry, he says that the kefir cheese is even better after garlic was blended in. That makes sense to me because garlic makes things amazing. So, I know I've been hitting pretty heavy on fat and lately, and then like I just like suddenly I have been like dying for garlic. Now, hitting up a high fat, sometimes that does drop your blood sugars, and craving garlic usually means that your blood sugars have been running a little bit lower than their usual. Not like in a bad or dangerous way, but it does make you crave it. It's one of those weird sciencey things and how it works. Alright, so there's my my dipping sauce. And that was all I did to it. Probably I should taste it and make sure that I don't need to add anything to it, but I'm pretty much not that picky. It's very lime forward because I put a lot of lime juice in there. I might want some more salt. So let's do that. And Brenda says she craves garlic. And she made some PSMF bread with and the garlic bread. So I think you guys all know I'm not a fan of PSMF pretty much anything, but I do make the high-fat ketogenic egg white bread. So sort of like it's like the opposite of PSMF because it's got so much fat in it from the entire stick of butter in my buns, and then I brush more on it and all of that stuff. So all right, let me go ahead and throw some of this dip into my little dish. And after the live stream, I will find a lid in the cabinet of mystery storage containers that we all have. And we'll put it away. Let me get a plate. Gotta have a plate if you're gonna eat fries, right? So let's see. Shauna says her friend should know she had to pare down a little trying to salvage her shoulder a bit, but as always, it will be loved. Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, and Air Fry Nanny wants me to repeat what's in the bowl. I made a dipping sauce to go with my kohlrabi fries. I used sour cream, lime juice, salt, and garlic, and pasted up herbs. I can't even tell you which herbs are in there. It was just a little pile. Let's see. But basically, whatever floats your boat for the day. Yeah, that's it. It's a little bit inspired by tzatziki sauce, but not tzatziki sauce because I use sour cream instead of yogurt, and I use miscellaneous herbs versus anything specific. I use lime juice instead of lemon juice, so inspired by. Marion says she hasn't tasted egg white bread yet. She doesn't have a good mixer. Now, Marion, I can't remember, but are you going to Keto Palooza? Let me know. So yeah, it's real nice and it's a little bit different, but because there's a lot of spice on there, it's gonna pair well. As a reminder, it's flexible. You don't gotta put chili powder in there. So the next thing that I have to share with you while we wait for the fries, which have 11 grueling minutes to go, is we were at the farmer's market and I bought something so not farmer's market-ish. I got seasonings. So let me bring these up here and show it to you. And I guess I can't really show it to you that well. But this one is garlic butter and chive. And the reason I picked these up is because I stopped and talked to them and I looked through all of their seasonings. These were the only two that were friendly for Maitreya. They have no sugar in it. These are called, the company is called JJ's Meat Fixins, and this one is garlic butter and chives. In it, the ingredients are salt, butter powder, garlic, onion, black pepper, parsley, chives, turmeric, paprika, red pepper, and thyme. Then this one is rosemary roast and rub, and it has salt, black pepper, rosemary, onions, garlic, paprika, ground mustard, fennel seed, red pepper, thyme, and chives. He had some just plain old chicken breast in a crock pot so that you could taste the seasonings. So I tasted the garlic butter and chives. It was nice. It was very nice. And then I tasted this rosemary and it was fantastic. And this is what I used on my lamb chops. The lamb chops that I could not share with anyone else because they were so good that I devoured the whole rack. It was great. I spent some time talking with him. We're going to get back together and have another conversation, so I'll let you know what comes of that. But JJ's Meat Fixins, and I will try to remember to post up the let's see, I can't, let me grab a keyboard here and I'll type it here in the chat. Let's see, JJ's Meat. So, but I would say hang tight because I want to have another conversation with him, but before you know, you go crazy. But they're really good and they really tasted nice. And Sharon says both of them sound good. The rosemary would be her favorite. I'll tell you, I loved it, and I'm thinking that I wish I had bought flank steak, because I think that if I did a flank steak with the goat cheese in the middle with this with the rosemary on it, and then threw it in the smoker. So yeah. Okay, Renee says her baby back ribs are resting before the final broil to get them crispy. The asparagus is going into roast now with the Redmond seasoned salt. That sounds so delightful. Oh, you're welcome, Carrie. I've been meaning to for quite some time. It just hadn't been in my cards to get it into the cabinet here. Ah, let's see. All right, I'm gonna take a minute and roll these. Let's pull these fries. So you can see they're coming along, but I know it hasn't beeped or told me I have to flip them, and sometimes I don't. But today I would really like to, because I feel like it. Of course, now I'm already like regretting it. Like, oh, I feel lazy. Just let them go. But let's do things right, correct? Ugh. That's always the problem with fries, though, from the very start, right? When you have to flip fries over. Did you, when you made like regular French fries, did you sometimes just not bother flipping them, or tater tots, because it was just like too much effort, and it was easier to just have unsatisfactory fries than deal with the whole flipping in the middle mess? I guess it's not really a mess, but you know, it's still an extra step, and as you can see, it's not like 0 time. But they're hot. I'm burning my fingers. I should stop touching them, but it makes it easier. Suppose I don't have to flip them one at a time. But if I don't do them one at a time, then they flip all over the place, and I gotta do it again anyways. But I'm starting to get that impatient point. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? And now I got my counter dirty because I tucked one of these fries on there. Alright. But also because it's on the parchment and it's in the air fryer, I like both sides to get the top convection because it's not on the grates, it's on a pan. So they kind of do benefit from being flipped. Oops, this one's not flipped the right way. Well, maybe it is. I don't know. There we go. Losing it, you guys. Absolutely losing it today. I just stick it back here in there. And now it has like 7 more minutes. And you know what we gotta do? That is that we've got to wash our hands. Our soap. If I had been smart, I would have thrown an extra glove on so we would not be making such a mess. But it is what it is. Better to clean our hands. All right, where are we at? Let's see. All right. Oh, we can't wait to see Renee's rib picture. I agree with that. That's for sure. And then it says, oh, why thank you, Brenda. That's a lovely compliment. Let's see. Oh, see, and now the air fryer is beeping and saying like, hey, time to flip your food. Well, I already did it, so now we can ignore it. Well, thank you guys for the compliments on my outfit today. So let's see. And Renee says she loves kohlrabi. And the warden says that she always learns new things. So I appreciate that too. So what am I forgetting? Oh yeah. Okay, so I already told you about these seasonings that we got. So I was super glad about that. And what I'm hoping is that next week, when we hit the farmer's market again, there was a vendor that had a bunch of chili pepper stuff. So that's on my radar. So it looked pretty good. Carrie shares with us that kohlrabi is a spring or fall crop. Correct, and that's why it's in season right now, because we're turning into that fall season here. Have the little bits. I saved off a couple raw pieces. And see, Carrie's bringing the more fast. That kohlrabi gets stressed out in the high temps. It sure does. Let's see. Oh, the warden says she'll have to look for, let's see. Oh, okay. Rickwin says this would be one of, what would be? I don't know. I'm missing something. I'm missing a comment somewhere. But there's an autumn plant that would be found in the farmer's market right now. And the warden says she'll have to look. And Renee says sprouts would probably have some. Every time I hear you guys talk about sprouts, I am jealous because we don't have a Sprouts, and it just sounds like such an awesome store with so many cool things. So, let's see. So, what's everyone's upcoming week look like? I have such a ridiculous work week, and I already feel like I don't want to go. Even though I love my job, it's just that it's a little bit too intense right now. And I'm just hoping that this week I get a couple things off my plate so that I can kind of focus. But so the other thing, oh hey Cindy, good evening. Good to see you tonight. The other thing I was going to share, I was going to tell you about how my heart broke just a little bit this afternoon. We stopped at Sam's Club. I got a deal on renewing my membership, so I decided to take it. It's not the Sam's Plus though, so I have to actually go there to go shopping. So, but I did look at the upgrade for Sam's Plus, which the last time I had a Sam's membership, it was buy your membership and then get a gift card for the same amount. So it worked out to be basically free. And this time, and it included the Plus. This time it was just your regular membership, and then they're trying to make you buy the Plus, and I'm like, Plus is nice, but I have friends who have Plus, so if I desperately need something shipped, you know, we can figure it out. I'll just go and pick up the few things that I like to buy, which is like the Chef Chamois butter. That was smoked Gouda that I really, really dig, and then I like to look at their meat sales. So other than, you know, they do have lots of cool cheeses, which I do enjoy. So, oh yeah, oh, I was telling you what happened there. Now, at the end of the trip, my kid needed something, and they were looking at the drinks and stuff, and then they decided to buy something not keto, and I was like, you know, hey, if you're paying for it, that's up to you. But a woman was standing there, and she kept picking up something. I don't even know what it was. I don't care. But she must have thought I was looking at her card or something, because all of a sudden she looked at me and she said, it's not all for me. Like she was really worried that I was looking at her cart and judging, which then of course made me look at her cart like, what was she so worried about? And I said, I just told her, I was like, even if it was all for you, everyone has days where they make choices, and everyone has rough days. So even if it was all for you, go for it. And secondly, none of my business, nor is it anyone else's business. So go you. And then and she just smiled and said thanks for that, because I really appreciate it. But also, I know she would not like no one buys like six you know pre-made to-go cups eat right now of like ice cream or whatever it was she was buying. Like, so, but whatever. I just felt bad that we live in such a society that people are so worried about what is someone else's cart. You know, and like the food, man, we just don't need the food police. And I get it. Like, personally, I would not want to, I wouldn't make the choices she was making, but it's also not my business to go to some stranger and be like, oh, look at that, you're buying all them ice creams for yourself? No. So I really hope that I made her feel a little bit better, because ridiculous. You guys, there's fries. And I've just been crunching away, so sorry. But you guys are all chatty in the chat, so that's nice. Sorry. Let's see. Ms. Perfectly Imperfect Keto says, definitely looking forward to a great week ahead, as the new job has been going wonderfully. Got some compliments and should have no problem getting promoted. And Renee, what are you getting that's 100K excited? Oh, a greater than 100K machine for work. That is going to be so awesome. Got your certification for the EXO, a wearable robotic exoskeleton. Over 40 CEUs in total. Man, that's a lot of work. Nice. So let me throw some of these, a couple of these on the plate here. And then I'll bring it, actually, okay, I don't have patience for this. We'll get them on the plate. Let me show you how awesome these look. So that's just lovely. So those are our Kholrabi fries, and like I said, they're really, really great. It's just nice. They're very low. They're low in carbohydrates, high in vitamin C, which sometimes we're very easy to miss out on the vitamin C. So let me let those cool down for a minute or so before I go and jump in there and eat a whole bunch. Then let's talk about something else. Let's see. Oh, Carrie says he got a couple through the computer screen. Nice. Let's see. Tutu Cat says she would be in heaven. Let's see. Air fried Auntie last night cleaning shelf at the grocery outlet of the Lily's white chocolate raspberry chips, $1.99 each. That is such an awesome deal for those because they cost like a small fortune in the grocery store here. Let's see. Oh, okay. Miss Perfectly Imperfect Keto saying that she's keeping her Aldi stores because she loves them. I don't know. Our Aldi store that's down the road is only so-so. They never have a lot of the great deals that a lot of you guys find, and it just kills me because I know how much better they could be. So, yep. And let's see. Cindy says when she visited her friend in Dallas, she went to a Sprouts but wasn't impressed. It was the same with H-E-B when in Austin for KetoCon. I think it depends on which ones you visit because there are some H-E-Bs that are like blow your mind awesome. But I mean, I think so. I sort of equate it with like our Krogers. We have some Krogers that are really great, and then other Krogers where you're like, man, what grocery store am I in? It's dirty and not real nice. So I think that's the case with a lot of groceries these days. Hungry Heath says he bets these kohlrabi fries would be great with a rack of ribs. They would be. So, all right, I'm burning my fingers. They're still too hot. So I'm gonna burn my mouth here. So deal with, make some conversation in there because it's gonna take me a second. Oh man, they're so good. Oh yeah. The sour cream dipping side is perfect with them. So, yep. And Cindy says she agrees with me about the Krogers. Yeah. And so I think that's the same thing with like the H-E-Bs. And Renee says, yeah, well, there are H-E-Bs and there are H-E-B plus stores. The local one isn't a plus, so not as much stuff, and it's a lot smaller. Barely Begun says he has 2 in town. Thanks for the tip. Thinks he's traumatized because he once found a great score of a fancy coffee creamer, which he knew would be discontinued, so it made him sad. Oh, yeah. It used to, back in the pre-keto days, I used to like those coffee mate creamers, which now they really gross me out. Because, and I find that very interesting because our tastes change. But this is the time of year when I know my coffee creamer would be coming out soon because the pumpkin spice is coming out, and what follows pumpkin spice is peppermint, and peppermint's my jam. Carrie says he shops at the H-E-B plus. Let's see. And Miss Perfectly Imperfect Keto says Carrie hopes there's a chance for one in the future for you because it's very affordable shopping for those on a budget. Yeah, that is one thing. Aldi does have some great budget cost savings. And the warden says the H-E-B where they are has really done a lot for the community. Always there, the first to help. Yeah, in our area, the grocery chain that is the most helpful would have been the Trader Joe's, and they're very community forward, but also our Myers. Myers is our very big community helping grocery. what I'm looking forward to is we have a very fancy pants store opening in our fancy pants part of town, Upper Arlington, called Littleton Market. I really, really want them to open soon, but they are taking their sweet time. But they have been hiring an executive chef. They've got a full coffee bar. They've got a wine bar. They're going to open a nice cheese bar. And so they're going to have a cafe in there because that's why they've hired the executive chef. And that just like blows my mind. That is so exciting. Mm. Mm. So good. I got the seasoning just right on the kohlrabi, so it's like extra delicious. Oh, let's see. I know there's something I'm forgetting to tell you guys. Oh yeah. For those of you who want to go to Ketopalooza but didn't sign up yet, you should know you need to sign up in the next week or so because they've only got this morning, as of this morning, 17 tickets left before it's sold out. So if you were on the fence, now's the time to make the decision. Yes, it can be a little bit pricey. No, it doesn't necessarily have to be. But, and of course, you know, a lot of people will be there. So even if some of the seminars are not your thing, there's still people to meet and greet with. I'll have coffee in my suite, and we'll, on a Friday night at Ketopalooza from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., we're going to log into the Friday night feast and chat away and give a little KPL update. There's so much to see downtown Louisville. Sunday we go for a 5K walk. Oh my God, it is so gorgeous. Down there by the waterside is my absolute favorite. And so I do take my bike, and sometimes the caboodles bring their bikes too. We usually try to go out in the mornings, and when we do, just so you know, if you can ride a bike, you can join us. There's some rental bikes down the roads a ways, and we can get you all set up that way. When we do this with the idea that other people are joining us, and we like to tour and see the sights and take selfies and have fun. So we go what I call party pace. Instead, we don't go all out trying and like breaking race records or anything like that. We literally do party pace tours. So anybody who can ride a bike, if you bring your bike, it'll be you can do it. So yeah. Now, if you can't ride a bike, well, then it might be a bit much to expect to learn how to ride a bike and go on a bike ride. But yeah, the rest. Oh, Air Fry Nanny says she was inking things, put the glove on the wrong hand, so now she has purple fingertips. She shouldn't live and craft. You know what? It'll wear off. Oh yeah, Hungry He says some of the HEBs even have barbecue or pizza parlors. Most are selling boiled crawfish right now. Ooh, I love crawfish, and we don't get crawfish up here very often. And Air Fry Nanny is saying it's been 25 years since she was on a bike, and maybe longer. Do you really not forget? No, that is a myth. You definitely forget. It's really hard when you first get back onto a bicycle, but it doesn't take long to get back to it. But I'll say that because you are accident prone and it has been so long, I probably would say, as much as I want your company to not go on a bike ride with us, I would just be devastated if you fell. Let's see, the warden says different shades okay. This is more of a blurple. Oh, blue purple is a nice color though. And the warden agrees with me. No bikes for Shauna. At least not until you're wrapped in bubble wrap. See? And then Air Fry Nanny says she would pass anyway, so no worries. Oh, and Renee says one of the big HEBs in Corpus Christi had a wine beer bar next to the pizza place, so you could see folks drinking it and shopping. So one of our Kroger's had a really nice wine bar, and on Friday nights they used to put out the full spread. cheese, charcuterie, all kinds of stuff. And they would bring stuff, you know, from the deli. So they would have chicken and then their lunch meat skewers, tomatoes, mozzarella, the whole 9 yards. And then they would do wine tastings. I will tell you, I am not the only person who would go to the grocery store and get sloshed. Uh, it was quite the adventure. Marion says no bikes for her either, but that's okay. Not everybody needs bikes. So Carrie, if the element is really sweet tasting to you, that means you need more electrolytes. Element is only sweet. I mean, it is a little bit sweetened, but if it is really sweet tasting and it tastes like candy, then your electrolytes are off. Oh, Miss Perfectly Imperfect says that she can't do elements since she's not a sweet person, especially on carnivore. Yeah, carnivore and elements are not necessarily friends. There are different electrolytes. Oh, let's see. Oh, Carrie says he's not a whiner anymore. I'm not worried about that. And everyone since 15 years, no alcohol. Well, you know what? That's a great achievement. Cindy says she did something today she hasn't done in 20 years. Pre-weight loss and knee replacement. Went bowling. Oh wow. I've been bowling like a couple times in my life. I am the worst. I am the absolute worst. I cannot bowl, and it's just like it's almost a danger to take me. But that's okay. I still go to like bowling events though, and I'm the person who sits at the end of the lane and talks to my friends and cheers you on while you roll stuff down the lane. Mm. Mm. Tutu Q Cat says she can't imagine what she ended up buying at the store. She was drinking and trying to shop. So junk food mostly. But I used to buy meats and stuff too. Like I would be like, oh yeah, we should buy this pot roast, and then someone would have to come and pick me up. So I always had somebody drop me off and pick me up. They were never excited because the pick me up was also like, I also need help with all these groceries because I would just like super shop. Mm. Oh, Tutu Q Cat says is asking Cindy if she just about had a strike. Oh wow, that would be impressive, especially if it's been a long time. But I'm really glad that you got to do that. So, wow, would you look at the time? It's 7:28. Hmm. Oh, Cindy says she got 1 or 2 strikes. Wow. I can't even keep my bowling ball into the lane. So yeah. All right, friends. It's time for me to go and actually eat my dinner and get ready for bed and work tomorrow and all of that fun stuff. But I'm super glad you joined me. I love seeing all of the chatter here. Oh, the warden says Bronson only uses the unflavored element. There you go. That's your tip. I forgot about that. Oh yeah, and he carbonates it. Yeah. And when I did the BBB&E, I did carbonate some of the unflavored. It was good. It was like nice seltzer. All right. I will see you guys later. I hope that you enjoyed learning about kohlrabi. So I will see you soon, and I will have some videos out later this week. You have a great day. Goodbye, everyone.